Now, before you judge me, let me tell you something. These are stories compiled when pressure, access, money, greed, and power collide. This is definitely not a redemption story. I was wrong, and truthfully, I believed it all. If I stayed sharp, if I stayed loyal, if I stayed quiet, if I kept to myself and just did my job, I'd be okay. Believe it or not, I wore the uniform once. I used to follow the rules, at least the rules they told us about. I didn't grow up wanting to be in a jail or end up in a prison. And where I'm from, doing the right thing doesn't always mean you're safe. Sometimes it just means you last longer before you fall. Nobody talks about that part. I'm from Queens. I grew up watching people trying to survive, doing the right thing, having a steady job, having a steady income, understanding structure, having foundation. Trust me, I didn't grow up chasing shortcuts. That's all I wanted too. Stability, a paycheck, a future that made sense. On paper, I had authority. But at 21, standing in front of grown men, authority didn't come so easy. Respect wasn't guaranteed, it was negotiated. Every single day. You learn quick that respect does not come from a badge. It comes by how you carry yourself when you don't feel ready. And that gap between authority and reality, that's where most rookies crack. Being that young in a place like Rikers forces you to grow up a little fast, not in a good way. You start questioning your instincts. You start questioning your values. And when other inmates look at you and say you're just a kid too, that hits harder than any threat. I talk about being young and inexperienced because pretending like I knew it all would be a lie. I made decisions trying to survive a system I barely knew at a very tender age. And it's not an excuse. I signed up for this. That's what inmates used to tell me all the time. You took the test. You wanted to be here. Right. I thought it would be better. I thought a part of me would grow. A part of me would learn. It did. But not too many good things. You ever been young and overwhelmed and placed in a predicament that you couldn't understand? You'll understand all these stories. Take a ride with me across the bridge. Welcome to Rikers Island. This is Chillstevie.